Today is April 5th, 2023, but I'm going to read you a post that I wrote on April 5th, 2016. And it's called Sip and See. There is a picture of me holding my niece who was just born, and she's so sweet. So here it goes. The first time I heard the phrase sip and see was almost 5 years ago. One of my very good friends was 8 months pregnant with her third baby when her beloved 2-year-old son accidentally drowned. We were and still are devastated. A couple months later, she privately gave birth to Betsy, taking her time to grasp the loss of one life and to give hope to another. We all shared the feelings of simultaneously being happy and sad for this birth. However, this new life needed to be honored, so her family threw a sip and see, an event that takes place after the birth of a baby. Guests come to meet the baby, congratulate the mother, and have some refreshments. Baby Betsy was celebrated at a very nice country club with about 100 unwrapped gifts displayed on rows and rows of tables. Guests were able to walk around and view the wonderful offerings that were given with love to the first girl in the family. There were trays of food and drinks passed around by servers and a piano player. It was a very nice environment to surround both mom and baby at a time when we all needed a little joy in our lives. Recently, I was invited to my first sip and see. Cute play on words. Recently, I was invited to my first sip and three. Cute play on words. I saved the invite because it was very sweet and clever, but sorry, I can't find it to show you. The timing was perfect as two sisters, in-laws, had a total of 3 babies in July within weeks of each other. Joey, the only boy in three families, was born first, followed by the twin girls, Sigrid, aka Siggy, and Patrice. The venue was at a different country club, and the event had a more casual feel to it. Delightful trays of food and treats were laid out for all to enjoy at any time, which matched the format of an open house style. Guests came and left at various times. Many of us were able to hold 1, 2, or maybe even 3 of the babies at one point or another, passing them around so the new mamas could have a break and we could get our share of the baby smell. The wrapped gifts were left behind for the celebrants to open later. It was a wonderful social gathering in a sweet setting that formally welcomed the newest members of society. Well, instead of going to California months ago for a baby shower, I opted to throw a sip and see this past Saturday for my sister-in-law who had Rowan Grace in February. When I was creating the invites, I reached out to my cousin's wife to make sure they would be able to attend because their family alone was a big chunk of the guest list. They have 4 boys under the age of 6. She had mentioned that with sports schedules, she would try her best, especially because only 3 of our extended family had met Reese, her 4th boy, who was born in November. Easily, I turned the event into a sip and see for both babies. Well, a day or 2 later, I was reminded that one of the boys in our family, Jared, was turning 18 years old and suggested that we celebrate his birthday as well. Heck yeah, the event morphed into a sip, see, and be free. I just made that up. It works because being 18 years old is a little taste of freedom, right? I had to keep the event simple with a venue that the families could enjoy, thanks to my cousin who has a beautiful pool catered by the taco lady, cakes, and drinks. Well, the planning for this event was unlike the 2 events I had mentioned earlier. I found myself ordering cakes the day before, and in a panic, I bought 5 cakes because I couldn't decide on the flavors. Also, the day before the party, I decided to check Pinterest for help on how to give gift cards to each celebrant. Big mistake. Oh man, I totally felt less than human when I started to look through the wonderful posts. I should have done much more to make this event super special. I wanted to get into my car and drive to Michael's to get all the supplies I needed to create the best sip, see, and be free ever. However, reality set in and I realized in order to fulfill this fantasy of offering cute games and gift displays, I was going to need a car, which I didn't have, and I was going to need time, which I also didn't have. It was very tough to let go of my ideal party after I saw all the things on Pinterest, but I had no choice. Fortunately for me, I knew all the guests that were invited and I knew they were all pretty laid back. I thought about it, whether I went all Pinteresty or not, the result would still be the same. We would have fun and enjoy our time together. So I decided to do the best I could with what I had, and just as it always does, everything worked out. There were no frills and no fuss. Instead, it was pure family time. And then I have pictures of the invites and how I displayed the gift cards, which, gosh, looking back on this, turned out okay. A good handful of our families do not live near the celebrants, but I still extended the invitation to them. If they couldn't make it, they could still be part of the event by sending a gift card, which became part of a group gift for each celebrant. We hung the cards on banners that I got from Target with the cute black and white clothespins on Jared's. As the guests arrived, more cards were clipped onto each banner. Notice even the baby banners have thoughtful pinches to Starbucks, iTunes, and Cold Stone. Hey, the parents have to survive these days too. Besides being 18 years old and having new freedom, I feel like the be free in the newly made up phrase sip, see, and be free could have a couple more meanings. It could mean being free of trying to do too much when I already had a heavy load. Or it could describe my family being free with our really loud, crazy, and wonderful conversations that day. Yes, I like it. I just put a new spin on Sip and Seas. Then I have a picture of all the cakes that I bought. Anyway, pinches.